Hey guys, we're going to go through this Nearpod together and I'll talk about some of the things that can cause ecosystems to change. So, some resources we have, like water, can run out, dry up. There's always going to be the same amount of water on Earth, but it might not be where you want it. So, we could have floods in some areas and drought in others, or we may have a lack of fresh, clean water and an abundance of polluted or salt water. Things like sunlight never run out. We're always going to have plenty of sunlight. And sometimes that can be to our disadvantage if we don't have cloud cover. Some events can cut off or destroy resources. So you can have earthquakes, tornadoes, wildfires, human construction. So different events can cause resources to be limited and reshape our ecosystems. Animals are a factor in shaping ecosystems. Locusts are insects that can come in swarms and totally wipe out the producers in an area. Beavers build dams and back up streams to create like ponds or flooded areas. Earthworms are actively like moving and giving space in the soil so oxygen can get to the plant roots. An example of an animal that's shaping an ecosystem is a zebra mussel. This is an invasive species. It's actually here in Tennessee now, and it showed up because it sticks to the bottom of boats and ships. It doesn't have a natural predator in the areas it moves into, so there's nothing that's going to control that population. It grows fast. It takes up the space and the resources needed by other animals, so this is going to change the populations of other organisms. It's going to reshape those food webs and energy pyramids. Overpopulation is a factor. When we have too many of any one kind of living thing, you saw that when we looked at the energy pyramid. When something gets out of balance, it's going to throw the whole food web off. But also, it's not just the food web, it can shape the structures in an area. So, when we have a lot of people, we build homes, we build businesses, we put in roads, we take up space that was used by other living things, and we reshape those ecosystems. It's going to reduce all of the other things that other organisms were using and have less of to share. An example of this is in Australia, kangaroos have become a huge problem because they're overpopulating and they're throwing things out of balance. A way you can control this is with a wild dog that hunts kangaroo, but the number of dingoes have decreased as the number of kangaroos have increased. Kangaroos are competing with livestock, and they also like break down fences and cause erosion or dirt to be moving around. Plants can also change ecosystems. People bring plants into an area, and sometimes they're not a big deal, but sometimes they're invasive. And we're going to look at invasives later in more detail, but you do need to know that they change and reshape ecosystems. Look around in East Tennessee. Kudzu has reshaped a lot of ecosystems. English ivy is in the back area in the outdoor classroom. Somebody had a little plant, they thought it was going to be pretty, and it reshaped ecosystems. Garlic mustard plant is used for food and animal medicine. It's not eaten by animals, and it takes over the forest floor. So you can see a picture of that here on this slide. Don't want this pop up. We're not going to go to the web page. Going to keep going. Drought. We just had a small drought. Hopefully it's gone and we're back into rain. But this is a long period of time with little or no precipitation like rain. It causes plants to brown and die. You have animals without their needed water. Water is a basic need of all living things on Earth, and without it, we get in trouble. Diseases can also harm ecosystems. So this is a picture of a tree affected by the Dutch elm disease. It's a fungus, and it blocks their vascular system. So the trees, like their leaves don't get what they need, they wilt and die. We've had pine beetles here. There's the woolly adelgid, which is an insect that is harming trees here in this area. Most of these are invasive species, but they're still shaping ecosystems. Forest fire is a huge impact right now in California. We have lots of wildfires. It's not only affecting wildlife, but it's going to be affecting humans because it's destroying homes and businesses. A few years ago, we had the big wildfires in the Smoky Mountains, and this is going to totally reshape the ecosystem. We've got some virtual tours you can check out. We'll skip through those. Don't want to go to this yet, but you're going to have some cool web pages to look at. So, people, hey guys, we are huge, huge impacts on ecosystems. We build houses, we throw out garbage, we leave our trash on the ground, we use lots of plastics, and they just keep floating around. But we also clear cut forests, and sometimes we start fires on purpose so that we can have land for farming. What we do has a huge impact. Here's pollution. You guys should know about that. We can pollute the water, the air, and the land. Everything needs a clean place to live, including us, and we're damaging all of it. We can have waste from factories, water pollution. Plants and animals that live in the area can die. Living things can get sick. There's some more information about some water pollution, oil spills, lots of plastics. Plastics are our biggest polluter right now, it seems. Water pollution. Air pollution, not good for us, not good for anything. Skipping through. Keep going. Lots of sad pictures. And I think we've made it to the end. So let's recap really quickly that humans, we're big shapers of ecosystems. We change things by construction, just by living, by our garbage, by our waste products from producing the products that we use every day. Invasive species, when we bring in plants and animals from other areas, we shape that ecosystem by introducing new organisms, but those organisms also reshape those ecosystems. Natural disasters like fires, hurricanes, floods, droughts, volcanoes, earthquakes, all of these things can reshape ecosystems, and animals can reshape ecosystems by their natural behavior, but if we bring in invasive species, those can have huge impacts. I hope this video is helpful. Remember, if you have questions, please, please, please always ask your teacher for clarification.